Hey guys, what's up? Scottish Duck here once again. Right, I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas. Also, shoutouts to fangamer.com. I got this t-shirt off it. Nice little t-shirt of Shantae, you know. I don't know why, it was my birthday, right? And I just saw this random tweet with this t-shirt on it and I thought to myself, I want to get that. So I got it. So, there you go. It's awfully nice. Bit too big, but otherwise it's fine. Anyway, we are going to do a review slash thoughts on Final Fantasy 15, and a lot of you might be wondering, Doug, didn't you say you were going to do a review slash thoughts on The Last Guardian? I did say that, but I've tried it like 5 times, sitting in front of this camera, trying to like say what I want to say about the game, and I just always fail, okay? Pretty much, if you were waiting on that video, I liked it. I really liked it, okay? That's pretty much it. Maybe sometime down the line, I'll get what I want to say into my head, but when it comes to a game like that, it's hard to just stick to a non-rambling, because I don't want to ramble with Last Guardian, okay? Because I feel like I enjoyed it like so much that I want to do it justice and all that shit, or I just want to say everything I want to say. And the same could probably be said for Final Fantasy 15, because let me tell you guys, I really like this game as well, you know? You'll remember when I did the top 10 games this year list that I uploaded last, I put Final Fantasy 15 at number 10, but only because I hadn't beaten it yet, and I like to, you know, beat a game before I rank it properly. But I enjoyed it enough that I knew it would be in the top 10. And it's definitely a lot higher than like number 10. I'd put it in the top 5 for sure this time. I'm not exactly sure where, but yeah, definitely one of my favourite games this year. Very unbelievable that The Last Guardian and Final Fantasy 15 came out at the same time. I don't know if I said that before, but it's still a really nice thought, don't you think? 2 very vaporware heavy games over the years are here now, and yeah, it's a little Christmas miracle almost. But with that said, how did I feel about the game itself? Well, I'm not like the biggest Final Fantasy fan. Let me think, just to quickly go through the game, just to give you a quick word. I don't really have an opinion on the first 3. 4 was good, I played it on an emulator a while ago. I feel like I need to play it again though. 5, not played that one. 6 is my favourite. 6 was, I don't know what it was about 6. 6 just did stuff to me. I thought it was like, everything about it was wonderful, you know. 7, I really like 7, you know. I got no bad things to say about 7. 8 was weird because I remember when I was playing it, I liked it at the time, and everybody was like telling me, oh dude, 8 sucks. This was just like in my own group of friends, you know, why do you like 8? And I'm just like, no, it's fine, I'm playing it, it's an alright game. And then I beat the game and I was like, that was shit, why did I play that? So I'm not a fan of 8, can't say I'm a fan of 8. 9 I think is just as good as 7 really, I really like 9. 10 is one of those games that is just, I'm so down the middle on it, it's unbelievable. Because there's so much in it that I really like, but then there's stuff in it that I really hate as well. So it's just this weird, I respect you Final Fantasy X, but at the same time you get under my tits so bad and I just don't want anything to do with you. But it's such a weird feeling with 10, I could probably make a whole video on that, but yeah, very 50-50 on that one. 11 and 14, nothing to say there. 12, I've not played 12 either. Final Fantasy 5 and 12, I'm going to get round to those because this game, Final Fantasy 15, has ignited a passion within me to try out other Final Fantasies and stuff. And, you know, 5, there's that HD remake of 12 coming out soon, so I'll probably give that a go. 13, I am without a doubt one of those big Final Fantasy 13 detractors. I know that there's a lot of people that like the game. I'm not one of them, and I even have good friends that like Final Fantasy 13. I only played it for a couple hours, and I knew, like, has a game ever done that to you? Just rubbed you the wrong way, like, instantly, to the point where you're just like, no, I'm not playing this, fuck this. Maybe it's because there was so much build up around 13 as well, and it really shouldn't have turned out the way it was, and I don't know, but 13 really did piss me off, despite not even being a Final Fantasy fan, really, which is so weird, isn't it? But then we got Final Fantasy 15, And yeah, I genuinely loved it. After, again, no particular big attachment to this franchise, but I can safely say that I'm quite into it now. You know, I want to go back to play some Final Fantasies that I feel like I should give another chance, like Final Fantasy IV, and of course play like 5 and 12 and stuff. I also want to play that World of Final Fantasy. I didn't mean to pick that up. I heard that was quite good. So what's the deal? What's with this game then? Well, I could probably sit up here and say, oh, good music, good graphics and stuff, but that's all like pretty normal, really. I just want to really talk about some points that I feel like I should mention, because not all positive, mind you, because a lot of people have been pointing out there are a few wrong things with this game for definite. I guess we'll talk about some just off the top of my head, but I think Final Fantasy 15, this is the first thing that comes to my mind, so I'll talk about that first, was the fact that this is basically a road trip game with your other male friends, you know. You got the main character, Noctis, who's we've all known for 10 years, funnily enough, but this is the first time he's actually been in a game. It's so weird. And he is on the road, on his adventure, you know, as prince of this neighbouring kingdom. And yeah, it's a road trip, and the banter between your other, like, boyfriends, you know, yous go camping, yous, like, yous check into hotels for the night and just hang out and play cards. You see them playing cards in hotel rooms and that. You see them eating around the campfire, you know, laughing, maybe playing on their phones and that. I love that. I love that so much. Okay, maybe it's because I was like, I had a similar group of friends back in the day. You know, we would just like go out and do shit all the time. You know, the four of us. So that kind of resonated with me personally. But it really gives you a sense of connectiveness, and it's there right from the start. You know, you get all three of these you get your other three boy party members right from the beginning. You know, you don't like get them as you go through the game, and it just does it so well. You know, it's I really felt like the banter between these boys was the high point of the story. More or less the only high point of the story, because even though it's so weird to say, because even though the banter between them was really good, I'm not sure how I felt about them as individual characters, especially Gladio. I really didn't like Gladio. I feel like he was just there to either like assert that he knew better than anyone else, or to be like an angsty arsehole whenever something didn't go the way he wanted to. I don't know, Gladio was weird for me, but Prompto and Ignis, they were alright. And again, just, you got all the little touches, like the fact that you take photos in between days, and yeah, you can just see them posing and stuff, and it's like that. I love that. I love the road trip bromance aspect of this game. So with that said, let's I guess one other point that I always feel like I need to bring up when I talk about this game. Okay, I've brought it up a couple of times already, and some people get annoyed when I do bring it up, but I honestly feel like it has to be said. This game is just Xenoblade. Okay. Over there at Square Enix, they played Xenoblade and were like, oh, we can do that, and they did it. You know, you've got this big, massive open world, riddled with like side quests and that, and you just go on through it, and yeah, it's Xenoblade. Not that Xenoblade's the first to like do the whole open world, loads of side quest style of game. I'm just saying in the context of like where we're at right now, Xenoblade was a big hit for Nintendo. And was a big hit in Japan, and I feel like that's what's influenced Final Fantasy 15 quite a bit, you know. Another game I keep hearing it being compared to is The Witcher 3, which I suppose is true as well, you know, in terms of like probably might actually be closer to Witcher 3 than Xenoblade, but you know, I guess I kind of compare it more to Xenoblade because they're both JRPGs. Witcher 3 obviously is a Western RPG, you know, so That's how I see it anyway. But even though I feel like I need to point that out, I still feel like it doesn't matter because they do the gameplay so well. The big open world, it's beautiful to look at. It really is. Sometimes you're just like running through it, and it's it's really pretty. I gotta say, you know, I want to say that I like the game more than Xenoblade Chronicles X, maybe. It's not as good as the first Xenoblade. The first Xenoblade's untouchable, just to me. It really is. But yeah, this is definitely a worthy to stand up next to those games, I feel. I'm a big Xenoblade junkie, I can't help it. But yeah, obviously, I think one thing that I guess Xenoblade does do better also is the whole exploration aspect, because the whole point of Xenoblade was that you saw something in the distance, you could go over to it and explore it. That's not really the case with Final Fantasy 15. There's a few invisible walls, a few like mountains right in the middle of the landscape that you can't traverse and stuff, and it's just like, oh, that was... You know, but at the same time, it looks pretty enough, and it is definitely fun enough to explore that doesn't matter, alright? Combat is... They've totally done away with the turn-based shit and give you a full combat-oriented Kingdom Hearts style. It was originally directed by the Kingdom Hearts guy. It eventually went over to someone else, the Type Zero guy. So I feel like the influence is definitely there with Kingdom Hearts. You know, not being a hardcore fan, I can't see this. So you're jumping about, slashing your blade and stuff, using items and magic as you deem fit. You know, and almost like Devil May Cry style, I guess. And it works. It works really well. Probably a bit easy, in all honesty, because I guess there's not like that tension you get before a boss fight as you would in a turn-based RPG, you know? Like, in a turn-based RPG, you'd see the save point outside the boss room and you're like, oh fuck. You have to mentally prepare yourself for it, hope that you're healed up enough and stuff. Whereas in this game, you're kind of going through a dungeon, you walk into your room, there's the boss, it's like, oh, you fight it for a bit and it dies, it's like, okay, cool, next objective. So, I don't know, I guess some people would consider that a good thing, that it loses that tension, and obviously, for no reason, turn-based combat has this like sort of bad reputation, or at least Square Enix thinks it does. Like, Square Enix just swears off it, even though they had a lot of success with Bravely Default, and to an extent World of Final Fantasy as well. I don't know, for their bigger games, they just want to lay off it, because apparently the Final Fantasy VII Remake is going to play like that as well. But what can you say? It works. I can't moan too much. This is just me being a traditionalist at this point. It's a fun combat system. I can't really say much about it. You play primarily as Noctis, and almost at random your bros will, I guess, your bro friends will join in and like do like combos together with you, or they can like do special techniques as well. It's a really in-depth, nice battle system that kept me entertained greatly. I guess other things to really talk about is, I was sort of alluding to it earlier, the story is kind of a mess. I feel like modern Final Fantasy has this, like, I don't know what to call it. I hate to say this, but the only word that comes to my mind is pretentiousness to the storytelling. You know, it's like you have to have this angsty teenager, or this, like, in amongst, like, all this really... I really don't know what to... I really can't put it into words, but there's something about Final Fantasy that I feel like it does that a lot of other RPGs don't do. And to a lot of people, I guess it may be, like, endearing, but to me, I sort of notice it, and I don't necessarily hate it, but at the same time, I'm laughing at it. You know, it's I feel like I need to go away and think about this more and articulate it better in front of the camera, but for now, let's just say the story, it's Final Fantasy. But in also a lot of ways, it kind of feels a lot rushed, especially in the second half, okay? And Chapter 13 wasn't that bad, okay? A lot of people kept saying that. I didn't think it was that horrible. But around that time of the game, you just get a lot of, like, events just coming at you so quickly, and you don't get much time to digest them. Because... And I don't know, apparently Square Enix is going to set out to fix that with, like, free updates and stuff. Which I find is really admirable, you know. If they can do that well, I'll actually be inclined to buy the Season Pass for this game. I've not bought a single Season Pass. I don't want to lose my Season Pass virginity, but I might for Final Fantasy 15. Okay, it might actually be the one to make me do it, because I've liked it that much. Fuck, anything else? See, this is what it's like when you like a game a lot, you know? It's like you know there's other stuff you'll want to say, but you just always forget about it. Really like the characters. really nice graphics, pretty damn good music, as is the case with Final Fantasy. I love the fact that you can listen to music from past Final Fantasies in the card. What else? I know there's going to be something I'll forget. I loved the open world, it was really nice, really pretty looking. Combat was good. I like this game. It feels good to say that about Final Fantasy again, because again, even though I'm not really a big fan of it, I expect the games to be good. You know, it is like this paragon of the JRPG genre, you know, it's the sort of series you expect to be fucking good. And with 13 I was like, eh, but with this one I was like, you know, it was a good feeling to enjoy it again, it really was. So, I think that's it. I think that's all I want to say. Here's the Final Fantasy 16. Don't fuck that one up. And make it turn-based again. Go, you can make it turn-based again, right? Go on. Wouldn't it kill you, surely? Well, that's pretty much that, guys. So yeah, see you after. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.